type of game. And, if you have to start a Vikings receiver, I would choose Thielen. Diggs is kind of sketchy right now, and Diggs owners are really waiting for those breakout games from last year. And they're going to come. I don't think the Vikings will be able to pound it all year long. But definitely expect more out of Thielen than I do Diggs.
Raiders still got a pass rush, though.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, Cleveland Farrell has been looking pretty good.
Arden Key, Cleveland Farrell, they have been quietly getting numbers to their name. But their secondary, if they can just hold for a couple seconds and you get Kirk Cousins on his tippy toes and starts doing that tappy dance that he did against the Packers last week, you will get chances.
Hey, if you give me first half Vikings from last week, then yes, the Raiders have a chance. But if you give me second half Vikings, then I don't know, it's going to be ugly for the Raiders.
Kirk Cousins threw that second half pick to close the game last week. So you sure you want second half Vikings?
Now, wait a second. Second half Vikings, weren't that impressive. Now, stop it. The reason why they even had a chance in that game is because
they only put up 6 points in the second half.
The Packers' offense was just not doing anything, and it was getting to the point of that 30-minute defense on the field. Like I say, that's like the risk point for your defense. And then in the end, when he could have done something to actually change the momentum of the game, he makes a stupid bonehead throw. Like, what is impressive about the second half Vikings there that you're so gung ho about? Like, this Vikings team.
The first half outscored the second half in that game for the Vikings. They outscored the second half.
I didn't see anything on watching that game several times without getting into the all-22 that the Vikings they're in trouble, man, unless they fix a lot of stuff. Like they have a lot of problems right now. Like there's lot going right.
There's one problem. It's their QB.
Well, it's creating a lot of problems everywhere else. Their only bright spot, quite honestly, is Dalvin Cook. If you got Dalvin Cook, you should play him because he only needs 5 runs to get you 125 and a touchdown or two. So, I mean, it's not like you got to depend on him being a factor. His first quarter and a half, he'll get you all the fantasy points he needs, and then that's all that matters to the fantasy guys. You can definitely still play Dalvin Cook. He's just a damn stud. He's proven he's going to get his touches or his yardage in very few touches and his scores. So, other than that, I don't know what to tell you right now. I mean, I don't know what's going on week 3, but there's a lot more hope on a lot of other teams' offense, including the Packers, where you see a little bit of progression. They look, other than Dalvin Cook, yeah. Woo.
Well, fair enough. I know it's tough to come from behind, and they got behind early, and maybe I misspoke in that second quarter when I said second half, but I know, it's tough to rally from behind like they did, and they at least made it close when it was looking ugly early on. But I do want to get on to some of these other games. Atlanta going into Indianapolis it's a pretty interesting game. I think you can roll, Ridley and Julio Jones, if not new out there as well. I posted this in our fantasy league last night. I don't know how much longer I can doubt Calvin Ridley. I mean, the guy has been playing great. He got 2 touchdowns the first 2 weeks. He had he had a 100-yard performance last week. So the only problem on the Falcons offense right now is protecting Matt Ryan and getting Devontae Freeman rolling, because I can tell you as a Freeman owner, it's been extremely frustrating watching him out there with plenty of opportunity and doing nothing with it. So if Freeman doesn't perform in this game, I'd be looking to see what you can package together for a trade, because the first 2 weeks you can forgive. I mean, Vikings and Eagles, but now against the Colts, the team that's been gashed by the run, I'm really expecting a big day out of Freeman. And Austin Hooper's a guy who's been better this season than previous seasons. I think you can roll him out there and hope for a good game out of Hooper. On the Colts side of the ball, you're starting T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle, and Ebron. I mean, I don't feel good about either of them this week with the way that the Falcons linebackers and safeties swarm around. I think that they're a bad matchup for the Colts tight end. So I wouldn't look for anything out of them. Marlon Mack's been questionable with a calf injury all week long.
He said he's playing.
Yeah, he's going to play. I'd be nervous about, a one and done with him, but you just put him in your lineup, because the Falcons have been gashed by the run themselves. So if you have Jordan Wilkins on your roster and you think you can play him, I don't know. I wouldn't, but if you have 2 flex spots or something like that, then it's worth a shot. Indy is a 1.5-point favorite, and without Darius Leonard, without Jabal Sheard, it might get ugly for the Colts on defense. They've looked pretty good thus far, coverage-wise, but you got Julio Jones coming into town. I actually like Atlanta to win this game.
Julie Boy, I'll ride with you. I'll take the Colts.
You got.
I don't think Atlanta.
What about you, Jeff?
Atlanta does.
Sounds like
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts because of the fact of there's some underrated storylines going on here. Atlanta's punter Matt Bosher is out, and that can affect field advantage big time. And there's a punter that
angle.
Yeah, if he comes in and has bad kicks, it's short field for the Colts offense. What's it? Yeah, we figured you were cranking levers. Hold on one second. But I do think Atlanta doesn't play well. Even though it's in a dome, they're another team that just doesn't play well outside of Atlanta. I mean, if you go look at the Minnesota game, they played in the dome, and then they got thrashed the whole game. I think that the Colts come out and they play well because they're playing in Lucas Oil Stadium.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's go
special teams. Matt Bosher out, people. Take the Colts.
Let's move it on up to your game. Denver traveling to Lambeau Field to take on that cheesehead Packers. Green Bay is going to be without Lane Taylor and Oren Burks. Otherwise, Jimmy Graham has been limited with a groin injury. And
he's playing, unfortunately.
Jamal Williams as well, I believe. Jamal Williams was limited.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay. I still love Aaron Jones in this game. I think with Williams banged up, you saw what Aaron Jones could do last week with plenty of opportunity, and I think it's going to be more of the same this week. I should be putting more trade offers off Aaron Jones, but I haven't yet.
Well,
there's an underrated move. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, well, no, you go ahead, because I was probably going to say the same thing you were about. That's going to affect, I think, the overall value of Aaron Jones right now.
Was it Mr. Jenkins?
Correct, Mundo, sir. Yes, you have done it. You have won the $1 million prize. Yes, what he has done is done. The question,
so,
you guessed it correctly.
Jay, if you want to go ahead, you can tell it. So, Dillon, they're starting rookie second-round pick Elton Jenkins, who was a stud out of college, 3-year starter, only gave up 2 pressures, and he played 3 different positions each year, mind you. So he can play along the whole interior offensive line. He was the highest-graded interior offensive lineman in preseason, which, yeah, I get it, but he still played against the starters in preseason and still put up those numbers. The Packers fans had been screaming for him to start since week 1, and Taylor got replaced by Jenkins last week in the Minnesota game, and once he did, Aaron Jones had a better day than originally projected because of the fact that he was running behind Lindsley and Turner and Jenkins on the interior line. Yep, I think that's going to help up because he's also solid in the passing protection as well. In Denver, I know they're itching for sacks with Bradley Chubb and Bill Miller. I know that I haven't gotten any.
Plus,
I feel like they will get some.
It is wet.
Yeah,
it's raining, and that's going to mean that they're
sloppy
They're going to run the rock today, and I think they're even going to run some reverse, some of that double action. I think you're going to see more actual double action reverses because it'll get defenders moving one way, and it's going to be hard to.
You're going to see some LaFleur plays come out of the playbook they haven't seen yet.
I think there's going to be less throws, but the throws that come are going to be bigger plays because they're going to be designed to be wide open where it doesn't, there's not going to, because it's going to be, I think it's going to be sloppy, man. So expect the run game and the big plays to be prevalent for the Packers, I believe, today on the wet condition field.
Well, you know what? There's also another thing, too. The Broncos' offensive line, Garrett Bowles, the second-year former first-round pick, had 4 holding penalties last week against Bears pass rush that's stout as ever. And, man, I think the Packers defense steps up again. I think the Williams brothers I think Gary gets his first sack today. I think Rashawn Gary gets his first sack today. He has got the speed to be able to handle those muddy weathers. He's played Michigan football. He knows how to play outside in that weather. So I think he comes up big, maybe with a sack or two. And I think the Williams brothers have their way with the Broncos offensive line.
Now, Jay, you said look out for the big play today. Does that mean you're looking for a bigger day from MVS than Geronimo Allison?
Sorry, guys, I got a bit of a frickin' allergy thing going, man. I had to step away and blow my nose. But yeah, I think a lot of the guys that I wouldn't say, well, I don't know, PPR. We're PPR. So that presents a problem for me in giving advice for these guys. I think, again, outside of like the backs, I don't think there's going to be a lot of throws, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of receptions. I just believe that the receptions that are made are going to be for bigger yardage and go for probably scores and such like that. So, I mean, a standard league, yeah, I guess you could probably find a lot of value in guys like MVS and some of the tight ends, not Jimmy Graham. Don't play Jimmy Graham. He's hurt and he's not going to do anything, trust me. But in a PPR league, I think I would stay away from those guys because they might only have one or two catches and the yardage isn't going to be a lot, and you're not going to get the value out of them. At least in my opinion. I don't know what Dillon, he's the fantasy expert. You'll have to ask him, but I think there's a difference there depending on your leagues and what you want to, who you want to play.
I could see MVS with everything you described with the weather and how the game could play out. I could see MVS having a better day between those two. Now on the Broncos side of the ball, I really need you guys' help because I've been struggling with this all week. I don't know Green Bay's secondary as well as I should and how well they've been. I know it's been the word on the street is they've been playing well, but listen to this one. Do I play Josh Gordon in a cupcake matchup versus the Jets or Emmanuel Sanders today at Green Bay?
You play Josh Gordon.
Stay away from
Emmanuel Sanders, you're going to have Jair Alexander on him.
Normally, when you don't have a good defensive front, and it's the other way around where your coverage is helping your front, right? Okay? In a rainy game, I would say play Emmanuel Sanders because you're going to have a lot more like little double moves, a lot more twitchy routes to try to get the back. This defensive front ain't going to give these guys any damn time to throw the ball, so it's not going to freaking matter. They're going to literally have to throw bubble screens and stuff, which the way they play coverages, if you haven't seen the way like Alexander and even like now Savage play from off the ball coming in on those short yardage and outside plays, nah, dude, this isn't the game to be. Nope. No, their front is too good in this situation, even though it's a rainy game. I'd stay away from those guys.
The one guy I expect to possibly give Green Bay's defense a challenge, maybe Noah Fant. I think because that's the thing. He's one of those big, athletic, fast tight ends. I'm not talking about airing it out 30-plus yards. I'm just talking about those dink and dunk plays, and he has the speed to kind of turn the corner, which Adrian Amos and the coverage linebacker B.J. Goodson have done well over the past couple of weeks of tight end, but Noah Fant is also a different type of player.
What do you like between Lindsey and Freeman?
I wouldn't play either. This front east.
Bubble screen, if you had to do bubble screen, Lindsey, I know Dalvin Cook had the long run last week, but that was also with our best player off the field with Kenny Clark taking a rest. Of course, it just happened the same time when they hit that touchdown. I don't think they hit that touchdown last week.
And it still took a terrible angle by a rookie, too. Otherwise, that would have been like a 35-yard run.
Well, I mean, nonetheless, that's what I'm saying. I think you don't see a big Philip Lindsay day. I think Royce Freeman is going to be using that receiving game, trying to do, like Jay said, the bubble screens, stuff like that, trying to create those quick gadget plays for them. So a lot of people have been pointing towards Freeman, but if I had to choose between them, I would definitely choose Freeman.
Especially
Green Bay favored by 7. You like that line?
Yep. I think they win by 7 or more.
I got this 20. I think it was what I had it 28-13.
Yeah, that's what Bleacher Report was definitely projecting. I looked on that and I sent to Jay. I'm like, huh.
That was after I said it, though.
Yeah. Jay predicted it before Bleacher Report does. So I I think they do 23-10 or 23-9.